I find that very interesting because I do think the problem with singing Baroque pitch, particularly for tenors, is that they don't develop what they've got at the top of the voices. It's copying out. Some voices lie there naturally. I'm just taking on a guy in Manchester who actually could probably sing an evangelist now. His voice happens to sit up there. It works.
Yeah.
But very often, saying I settle for Baroque is like being in a trap, because it means you're not facing up to the fact. And there are quite a few tenors I know, and some quite big names who just don't sort this out when they could do quite easily. I mean, this guy in Manchester, despite having these notes, says he doesn't want to be trapped in the Baroque stuff. And that's the thing. It's like giving up, and it's like session singing. You don't go beyond that. You don't actually, whether you want to or not, but you don't actually develop the machinery into its full potential. So putting up, and it seems to me a closed book for lots of English singers how to sing the top of the voice, and most of them just want to go and there don't seem to be a lot of people tell them how they should deal with this, how they should, we say, close, turn or whatever the top of the voice so it goes up. I mean, they're sort of by the time they get to middle C they should be adjusting, and most of them just don't. They just cruise away and make sort of pretty noises. They actually can't get the top notes. The top notes are there to be sung. So
you're not meant to sort of shout.
And you can get away with Baroque pitch, but it's the difference between singing the dominoes, though. Well, you can't do that really. But I mean, just thinking about Così, where the part lies higher than others. So if you do Tamino, you should be able to do Così as well. If you can't, there's got to be a reason, and the reason is the top hasn't been sorted. And learning how to close the voice, what sensation to look for, how you guide it, is so important. I'm coming across it all the time, particularly the session singers. They don't know how to approach the top. All they've done is sing songs and practice all that stuff, but they haven't actually got down to the basic thing of saying, now why can't I do that? And there are reasons. And this guy who's done this other thing for YouTube for me has tried to show this, because he sort of discovered I've got answers he's been looking for a long time. He's quite tutorially promiscuous, because he goes off and here's a good singer and he goes and has a lesson with them just to see what they can tell him. But he keeps coming back to me at the moment because I seem to be able to answer his problems, but it's to do with the top. Now he's one who has a facility to go up to C's, D's and E's, but it's still not right. That rather begs the question, because I mean, what you need to do is, if you can just get up to A's and B flats, you can stop at B flat if necessary, because you can cover a lot of repertoire with a B flat. I mean, you just listen to somebody like Domingo after a B flat, he goes he honks. Begonzi similarly, Pavarotti, it's okay. But you can draw some conclusions from that if you want.
Absolutely. But it's so important, because of so much music is written for tenor voice, and I suppose actually it is a different instrument to some degree than other.
Well, Peter Pears said, anything above an F is unnatural. And I think, you think about countertenors, and they're singing that, what they like to call the passaggio aereo, which is the same for all voices, the bottom of the female voice, top of the male voice, and instead of going through the bit of how to turn the voice, they sing falsetto instead. The problem then is to try and extend that down so they have a decent, consistent range, and then to extend it up, because they naturally will tend to be a bit short range. If you get a couple of octaves out of them, it's good going. But after that, it is a problem. A baritone can sort of go sort of sing open up there and get away with it. It sounds a bit of a shout. A tenor, because he's lighter, can do the same sort of thing, and he gets away with it because it's a lighter voice. A bass will sound a bit funny, or he'll honk. But so all that. This is avoiding the issue of I can sing songs nicely, but I can't actually get the top notes. So there are ways of getting the top notes, and it's not, as they say, rocket science. It's quite a simple, straightforward procedure of actually, and I've done it so many times, actually working it there. It takes a little more time with younger voices. Sometimes people just click and say, "Oh, is that it? I didn't realise." you know, then they can do it.
Is it? Do you think it's about? Because nowadays I'm thinking more and more about well, because I'm teaching a fair amount.
Yes.
I'm thinking about how, particularly with kids, what are the priorities in terms of teaching singing?
I think the only priorities really are, is it music?
Yes.
There are certain basic truths like articulation, stopping and starting, and clarity.
Yeah.
And no fudging, no making funny noises. Now, it's all very well, of course, saying what you do, what is natural. Sometimes nature doesn't give you the answer, so then you do have to fiddle around and do some funny things.
But the crucial thing, I think, which I'm interested to hear your opinion, is obviously with a pre-adolescent voice, their larynx hasn't dropped, particularly in the case of a man, right? Or it just hasn't. So therefore, you don't have those same issues of passaggio things.
Yeah, well, I don't tend to deal with those, but I think the main thing is to try and make them musical.
Yeah.
And if the voice wants to go down and be more towards alto, let it do that. Don't keep it. Don't try and hold it up.
Yeah.
Let it go down.
I'm doing that with one kid at the moment. Actually.
I think the Americans have done this for years.
Yeah.
And there's a sort of feeling that you can start as a treble, then you go down to alto, then to tenor, then to baritone, then to bass. I'm not sure because I think voices break suddenly. They don't go down gradually necessarily.
Yeah. Well, actually, maybe I shouldn't mention any names because of this, but a northern contemporary who is a bass, who's in his last year, when his voice broke, it went straight to second bass.
Yeah.
And I mean, because he was singing lower than me when he was 14 and I was 17 or something.
I honestly think that's more the norm than the gradual descent. What I'm saying is, if he wants to go down, let it.
Yeah.
But don't try and drive it back up again because that could create more problems.
But just to say, sorry, but then when adolescence happens or puberty, the change in the larynx means that there might be that it is a slightly different approach to teaching that voice, and therefore you have other issues, and maybe that's why that's why people really need to understand that stuff in order to teach adolescent people.
I think you have to. I think it's like so many things. I always say, what sort of voice are you? Well, if you sing correctly, it'll tell us.
Yeah.
Like when people thought you were a tenor because around middle C you got this rather feeble sound.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the answer because basically you weren't singing around middle C correctly.
Yes.
So similarly, whatever you do with your adolescent voice and breaking voices, do what the voice says it wants to do. And don't try and take it any further. And don't have too much idea in your mind of what you want it to sound like because it might not be that. You might have put it with what comes out and then work from there. Sing some more.
Sure.
That's not bad, but it sounded sluggish. They're sticking at the beginning. It just flew into it. Let the air go. That's better, much better. Now, similarly, when you change vowel, same thing.
Yeah.
Come to life.
Yeah.
Not in the morgue, it's the studios, I believe. Yeah, good. Why don't you just move your arms?
Yeah, do that.
Give gradually, not twitching, because you're going to get it stuck again. No, see, I'm stuck now, and my voice has got stuck too. Okay. That's better, good, yes. Gosh, there's the voice here, great. Good.
Just laugh.
Just stiffening up a bit. Good humour.
You know, when I look at the mirror, I sing better.
Well,
it's because I'm looking at the position.
Now, what you do, gesture with this one.
Okay.
So we do. You notice that's one flow of the arm. I'm expressing myself. Go, off you go. When you reach the top, should we be reaching out to the mirror? Go on.
Yeah, keep going.
Now just a little freer, a little more charm, a little more amusement.
Okay.
Go on.
Is that amused enough?
Yep, better. Bit sticky. I thought you're sort of rather setting it too much.
Yeah.
Start the movement, physical movement as you start the sound. Just close the air. That was better than the slow one.
Yes, it was.
So do yes. Interesting. See,
Yeah.
So change note at the same speed, with the same freedom as when you run. As this shambles, it's we'll do it twice. And then that's better. Although to keep the speed up the slow one, you tend to bang it instead of just articulating it as you're doing the runs. Again.
Yes, okay.
No, that. So.